Scottie, we were talking to Darko the other day and Kelly, and they were both talking about the potential of you as a screen setter and pick and roll actions with Kelly, and you kind of working in that four on three type setting. And what do you think of that? Is that something you guys can exploit this year?
I think we've been working on that a lot. You play with different lineups in practice to see how things go. So, Kelly's great at passing. He can dribble really well for his size and just his vision on the floor. So being able to create those advantages where, a five's not used to being in the ball screen, it kind of messes up a team or messes up some rotations for sure. So just got try to use that, exploit it at times, and see what works throughout the process, throughout games, and if it keeps working, you just keep attacking it.
I guess each of you are, if they do get caught in a switch, each of you are pretty comfortable, like sealing guys at the rim and stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
I've seen it.
Been doing it, so yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Scotty, you guys got a couple new guards in Jamal and in Davion who are known as physical on the ball defenders. I know you haven't been out there with them in a game yet, but even just being around them in practice as somebody that's often in the safety spot or in the back line of the defense, how do you think that's going to help you playing with those guys this year?
Those guys, they put a lot of pressure on the ball, so just gonna funnel those guys that they're guarding, to the rim. When it's hard, to try to get past those, uh, you know, they're just gonna bobble up to the rim, and as a weak side defender, it just helps you just get easy blocks if they get past them. But other than that, it just helps our defense overall in general. With them guarding the ball, pressuring up full court, uh, it takes a, it just helps our team overall on the defensive end. So those guys, they come into practice every single day, and you know what to expect out of those guys. And playing with those guys, you just gotta be able to know the personnel that goes along with it. Those guys really attack the ball, so they get over a lot of screens. So different situations, you just gotta know how to play it.
See any similarities between Jamal and somebody like Fred? I mean, obviously the size and the position, but even just the way that they play a little bit?
Like similarities?
Yeah.
Um, I guess those are, they're both small guys, that defend the ball really well and very active. Get a lot of steals, it helps it out, runs in transition. They're both really fast. Those guys can set people up, put them in the right spots and help play make.
Darko confirmed that you'll be playing on Friday. How does it feel to be having some game action by the end of the week, and what are you looking to do in that game?
I'm just happy to be playing again. It's been a really long time since, I got hurt. So to be able to go play in the actual game, it's just going to be just super fun, super exciting for me. I've been playing with these guys all summer and, just willing to go out there, work and build things out there on the floor.
So it's a chance to build chemistry and, get to know really the full complement of the Raptors now that all the trades are done and you guys are finally really getting to build some chemistry.
Yeah, like I said, we've been playing all summer, so we've been building our chemistry all summer. Practicing, just getting to know each other, learning from each other, and just trying to grow each and every single day. So it's another step when we get out there on the floor. Each and every game we play, it's another step.
When you play the same team twice, obviously you got to approach them differently. Sometimes is there anything on a developmental front between your teammates that you want to see happen this time around?
Just consistency. Be consistent every time we step on the floor. We got to redo the same thing that they did. What was that? Sunday. So just redo the same thing. Go out there, dominate, ball pressure, create havoc, create turnovers, move the ball really well, run the floor in transition. Make sure we cut off the ball, guard the ball really well. Do all those things and just be better at it. Just having consistency each and every single game. That's going to be a focus.
Scotty, we know you're friends with Mobo and you've known him for a long time. You guys spent a lot of time playing together this summer. He got to make his debut, obviously, on Sunday. What have you made of his game so far and sort of the growth that you've seen, obviously having known him for a long time?
Me knowing him for a long time, his shot's definitely gotten better, just being able to see him in practice each and every single day. And then those intangibles that he has, long, athletic, He be able to guard the ball really well. Just continue to take those steps so he can just become an elite defender. I feel like that's where it's all going to start for him on the defensive stance, the defensive presence that he's just going to bring to help our team, and then everything else is just going to go from there. He had some finishes. He could have read it different, but just watching film and then just growing from that. In this preseason, so it's just a start of seeing where things are. He's just going to get better from that.
Is he leaning on you a lot for advice and stuff like that in terms of how to navigate the league and everything?
No matter if he's leaning on me for advice, I'm always going to talk to him no matter what. Find ways to help him try to get better and tell him things that the team needs and where he should be in certain spots and what we want out of him. What I see while I'm sitting on the bench and I'm watching the game and throughout practice, seeing those things that that can help him, I'm just gonna tell him no matter what, regardless. I'm trying to help him out throughout this process, and he's good at listening. So that's a great thing.
Scottie, you remember shooting, took a nice jump from year 1 to year 2. Sorry, that's my mother calling.
Hang it up on mom.
Oh, I gotta call her later. All right. She understands. You remember shooting, took a nice jump, year 1 to year 2, or 2 to 3, I guess. Sorry. Do you feel over this off season we could see a little more development in that area as well?
Yeah, I feel like I'm shooting the ball really well. Feels great, feels comfortable when I'm shooting it out there each and every single day. It's just about my preparation every time I step into the shot. That's all it's about.
You mentioned that obviously you haven't played in an NBA game since your injury. Was it hard, like watching your teammates on Sunday or at the end of last season play? Like, how much have you missed it?
Well, I've been missing it, each and every single day. Just being able to just get ready back into that game action. Practicing is a little different than, you go out there with the game. You bring that energy to practice each and every single day. But going out the game, it's not like getting in game shape and having that intensity, having that feeling. So just can't wait to get that feeling back again. That's going to be great. It's going to be special. I'm grateful for every time I step on the floor.
Scottie, there's a couple of guys out with injuries. How do you think the team can kind of step up in their absence getting into the regular season?
I'd say, hopefully, RJ gets better really soon. But, these guys, we've been working our tails off and just getting to learn each other. Like I said, over the summer, just getting to learn each other, grow from that, build our chemistry then, and just keep implementing what our basis of our fundamentals that we've been working on, and everything's gonna be straight. Just keep bringing hard work every single day in practice, and it's just gonna pay off in the game.
You guys have a tough slate to open up the regular season. You guys have a tough schedule to open up the regular season. I think it's 19 out of 25 of your first games are against people who made the playoffs last year. How do you think the team, especially the younger guys, can prepare to handle that tough stretch?
As long as we focus on us, we feel like we're gonna have a good chance. We go out there and play the way we play. We're not really worried about everybody else. We're just trying to focus on ourselves and try to get better from ourselves.
For Friday's game, Scottie Barnes is going to play, you think?
Yes, I believe so. He went through practice as normal. He's ramping up with his work. Yes, we expect that he's going to be playing.
What do you want to see from him during the preseason?
I want to see that he's embracing his role, that he's playing for the team, that he's playing the right way and making the right decisions. I believe that Scottie is the player that's a very unselfish player, team-oriented player, and I want him to continue being that he's making right decisions more time than not. He also brings a lot of intensity for our defense. He's a good rim protector as well. And this season for him is going to be, one of his goals is going to be improving his defense to elite level to be recognized as Defensive Player of the Year.
Darko, there's been... Sorry, go ahead.
Have you seen any difference so far in him? Do you find he's quicker? Is he?
His body looks amazing. He's very explosive. He worked a lot this summer, and I believe that he improved quite a bit this summer.
There's been such an emphasis on defense as a team going into this camp. Are you guys? Do you think you guys are further along defensively than you were at this point last year? And if so, like how big is that difference that you're seeing?
I would not compare this year with the previous year. It's a different team, different circumstances, different personnel. We had whole summer to work on, and for guys to be focused on that. All we're doing is just like laying the foundation down, and how we want to play and how we want to grow, and everything we're doing so far, we're on the right track. Obviously, it's a long season. There's going to be ups and downs, which is to be expected. But guys are putting a lot of work in, and they're very, very committed to each other. So I'm hopeful, and I believe that we're going to have a good year.
Do you feel like you're further along defensively than you are offensively at this point?
Again, I'm not necessarily comparing it like offense, defense like that. I think offensively we're doing a good job of moving the ball and playing off of each other. There is so much more work to be done, and so much more for us to learn and get better at. So every day for us is opportunity to get better, and we're focusing on that process.
How do you want to play offensively?
We want to be a team that plays with low pace. We want to be a team that shares the ball, plays off of each other. We want to be a team that puts a lot of pressure on the rim. We want to be a team that's going to go for second opportunities and have a chance to get some offensive rebounds and opportunities to score there. And we want to be a team that plays and cuts, plays without the ball really well.
You guys didn't do an awful lot of offensive rebounding last year. I don't know. Is it because your personnel allows you to now with better, longer, quicker guys, or how do you?
We're putting much more emphasis on coaching it and teaching it. So I think that in itself is going to allow us to see growth in that area. And also the guys that we do have personnel that's really guys that are willing to crash boards and to do a good job there.
Thinking always is a concern when you do that, though, that transition defense might suffer. How do you sort of balance hit the boards and get back?
By being strategic, how we're crashing, what are we doing there? Are we just reckless and going, to the glass no matter what? And that's not our plan. Our plan is to do good job of getting to the rebounding spots on the floor, but at the same time to allow us to do a good job in transition defense. We're trying to marry those two things into one compact part.
Thinking about a guy.
We're going to be seeing Ochai in a minute. We're going to be speaking with him. What have you seen from him so far in the offseason and the preseason?
Ochai, he's been working a lot this summer. My main message for him is to understand how good of a player he is, how good of an athlete he is, and that he can really make the difference on NBA court when he's logged in, when he plays elite defense, when he can lock down opponents position 1 through 4. So that's the main emphasis with him, and that's main focus in working every single day. I think that he's a really good cutter, that he can create a good offense for us with his cuts, and we're constantly working to make him a better player overall, but those are the main things with him.
What could you see his role being on this team, probably on the second unit?
I think his role is going to be to play hard every night. I think his role needs to be embracing his teammates and being focused on winning.
Is there a bigger opportunity for him or somebody like him with RJ out?
All of the guys, they're working and they're ready, so there's going to be more opportunities for him, but other guys are going to see opportunities as well.
Thinking about a guy like Jamal, tried to make a name for himself in the NBA as a 6-foot guard. Looking at kind of the history of the league, what is it that allows for smaller guards to be successful and to have sustainable careers in a league with a lot of big guys and guys that play above the rim?
Competitiveness, winning spirit, dedication, attention to detail, a lot of stuff that he already has, and he needs to learn the league. He needs to be in elite shape. When he does that, he's a player that I think he has a great future in this league.
What's the process been like with Ochai and developing his shot, his three-point shot?
Process is that he's working every day. We made a couple of tweaks on his shot, primarily regarding the balance. And the main thing for him is not to overthink it, and also not to put too much stock in it. You know, you can affect the game very efficiently if you play great defense, if you rebound, if you cut, if you stop their best player. And then if you do that, you get lost in that possession, you get lost in a competition, that shot comes itself. If you're putting too much stock, or I have to make shots, I think that's not healthy for anybody. There are so many other aspects of the game that he can be elite at, and if he does that, he's helping a team, and I believe that his shot is going to fall down as well.
What do you mean by balance? Like
Balance, not jumping forward.
Coach, you guys have a tough slate to start your regular season. I think it's 19 of the first 25 games you faced opponents that made the playoffs last year. How do you think the team, especially the younger guys, can prepare to handle that?
I don't think about that at all. All I think is about today and practice tomorrow. I don't know our schedule. I don't want to know our schedule. I just go game by game and maximize every single day. I don't want to look at the chunk of 20 games or our opponents. That's not our focus. Our focus is growth. Our focus is to develop our roster. Our focus is our young guys and just go one game at a time.
Darko, I know you haven't had a full lineup yet because of the injuries, but when you do eventually, there's probably 4 guys that are pretty cemented as starters. It does leave an open 5th spot. What do you ideally look for in that 5th starter to surround a guy like RJ, quickly, Jakob, and Scottie?
Nothing is cemented. Every player, every single day. This is sport. This is basketball. You need to compete every single day. What happened yesterday, that's history. What's coming tomorrow, we don't know. All we have is today. And I want all of our guys to have that approach, really to push themselves to get better every single day. You know, so our team, some guys, they might start one game, they might not start the next game, and that doesn't have anything to do with punishment or reward. It's just like finding what works best for our team and to get our guys to grow day in and day out.
Along that theme, can I ask you, what are some of your non-negotiables that you have with the players?
Non-negotiables are having respect for your teammates, being a team guy, being oriented on helping team to win. Team has to be above everything else. And I think when you go with in those general terms, that kind of translates into everything that you do on the court as well. So if you get into some very detailed stuff, offensively or defensively, you can lose the main message. Because the main message is you gotta play for a team, you gotta play hard, you gotta represent this team the right way.